Sometimes, because we have glanced at or noticed information in passing, we feel that we have an understanding of said information. However, holding on to our limited perception of that information could be the very thing that skews our decision-making ability, and even more so, our worldview. Knowing how to learn will help you appreciate information for what it is, and for none of what it's not. And this is why knowing how to learn is such an important factor on the journey of you becoming your best you. Hi, I'm HC, and without further ado, here are the steps on how to learn. Step 1. Question everything. An important part of learning is essentially to stay curious. Questioning things will encourage you to think critically when you are faced with new information in your life. To think critically is to avoid being gullible in the face of information, misinformation, and disinformation. It is important to acknowledge that information often slips into our psyche by way of our emotions. By thinking critically, we are able to have a filter between this said information and how we react to it. Thinking critically will help you with learning because it is acknowledging that you are the defender of your person. Think of questioning everything as a knight defending a sacred temple, and only if the information is worthy of getting past the knight can it enter the temple and become a part of what you accept as true. Questioning everything will thus help you with discernment and encourage a more sound reality on your journey to becoming you. Step 2. Have an open mind. To have an open mind in this context is to consider that even though you think you know, there may be things that you don't know that you don't know. To have an open mind is to be open to considering different avenues to the conclusions that you have already drawn. This will help you understand more of life from a variety of different perspectives. Consider taking two people, person A and person B, who are around the same age and from the same area, and they've just met. Although they may both have things in common and have certain aspects of each other that they may intuitively understand, there's likely to be fundamental differences between what person A thinks, feels, and why, and what person B thinks, feels, and why. By keeping an open mind, when you disagree, you'll be able to find common ground by understanding that people have different motivations despite it bringing to the same conclusions. Being open to understanding these differences within what you feel you know will help strengthen your relationships as well as help to broaden your worldview. Step 3. Listen when you're winning. To listen when you are winning is to refuse to be conceited because of your perceived success or lack of success thereof. As time changes, information changes, and the way information is understood and digested also changes. This is why, even if you think you are right, or you are sure that you know something, it is important to always keep an attentive ear and be willing to adapt in order to maintain or grow from your perceived position. Consider that doing otherwise is like saying you've seen everything there is to see, and thus choosing to continue your life with your eyes closed. Always remember, as the Jamaican idiom emphasizes, you are never too big to learn. Step 4. Isolate emotions. To isolate your emotions in this context is to acknowledge that the way you feel about what is being presented can heavily affect the way you understand that said information. Isolating your emotions does not mean to not feel. You are human after all, and your feelings are a part of your human experience. However, it does mean to take a moment to consciously differentiate your feelings from the information presented. This will help you appreciate the information for what it is, as opposed to mentally dealing with scenarios that have nothing to do with the said information. For example, Let's say you have a sister, and recently she has been nagging you about tying your shoelaces to the point that you are irritated with her. Now, every time you see her, you are emotionally charged as a defense mechanism because you feel she is going to continue to nag at you. Because you are annoyed that it's your sister telling you this, it may cause you to ignore the information and create scenarios in your mind where you think, she's just saying things to bother me because she thinks she knows everything. However, despite your feelings, the information is the information. You can choose to follow it for what it is and avoid a potential accident, or stay in your emotions and YOLO the situation until you have to learn the hard way. Isolating your emotions will help you see things for what they are, so that you can make the best decision for yourself going forward on your journey to fulfillment. Step 5. Be humble. To be humble is to appreciate that no matter how much you know, there will always be more that you don't. Humility in this context is to accept that there is always room to grow. Humility will help with learning because it is the absence of arrogance and the presence of the curiosity and the desire to become. When you are receptive to becoming more, you are more likely to appreciate and welcome more into your life. Humility does not mean to invalidate what you think you know. However, it does mean to be open enough to appreciate the many different angles of a truth. A lack of humility encourages a hardened mind, which can be seen as borders that the mind is trying to uphold at all costs. But it is important to ask yourself, what are you trying to protect? If what is true will be true and cannot be undone by untruth, why be apprehensive towards new ideas? Be humble and always keep in mind, as quoted by business mogul Jay-Z, nothing real can be threatened and nothing unreal exists. Choose to learn. Choose to grow. So that's it, Howell family. Those are the 5 steps on how to learn and to start moving forward today. Thank you for watching this video until the end. You are appreciated. Like and share this video, and consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already. I'll see you here next time on Howell Consultations, the how-to being true to you.